Hey everybody, this is Aaron with GeoAce, and we have reached the end of our tutorial series all around deployment of our Mergin Maps Community Edition server. If you are just tuning in today, there are 4 videos. This is the 4th installment, so there are 3 others before this. So I would encourage you to hop back to the first ones and actually get yourself caught up and up to speed on this video. With that being said, if you've been following this series, these are your prerequisites, which should already be taken care of. I don't think that there's anything new here as far as prerequisites are concerned. So with that being said, I'm going to stop wasting your time and my time and stop talking and dive right into the content. All right, we'll see you here in a second. All right, we're going to go ahead and log into our machine that we've been working out of here. Full disclosure, this is going to be a little bit command line heavy, so I'm just going to split screen this and have the terminal on the right hand side here, and I'm going to have the tutorial on the left hand side so you can kind of follow along and cut and paste as you need to, and so on and so forth. So if you remember all of the hard work that we put in last video on the virtual machine, well, we are going to burn it all. We're going to clear the way for our Mergin Maps server. So we will just take a quick screenshot of our template file. That way we can reference it later on. Now that that's done, we are going to start with our tutorial right here. So we're going to remove the container. We're going to remove the image. Note that when you are running these commands, these remove all of the Docker containers on this machine. This removes all of the images on this machine. So in this case, we have a standalone server that only has the images and containers associated with this tutorial series. So we are just going to, get rid of it all. And once you have those gone, we can just remove the directory entirely. So we're going to go sudo rm/r. Oh, it's right here. Sudo rm/r certbot nginx. Out with the old, in with the new. We are going to clone the Mergin Maps server. So we're just going to hit the CD button to go home if you're not already there. And from there, we will put in the directory PostGIS data. I'm going to make the font a little bit bigger and easier for you to see here. All right, so now that you have your PostGIS data directory, we're going to clone in the Mergin server directory through GitHub. We don't need to go into the Mergin directory. We're just going to remove the GitHub repository. And the reason why is because we're going to be putting the tutorial on top of it. So the tutorial directory is going on top of it to help ease the file transition a little bit here. What I did here is I just copied the Mergin tutorials into the Mergin directory. So now we have all of the files overwritten with the ones that we want. And now we're removing the Mergin tutorials because it's redundant. We just kind of temporarily needed it on our machine to pull everything in. And so from there, we're going to get into the Mergin directory. And we need to make the start nginx executable. If you remember from the last tutorial, this should be pretty familiar. We're just kind of going through and doing some of this stuff over again, but we're doing it about 200 times the speed. What I'm doing now is I'm making the environment file, and we're going to edit the environment file now. You'll notice that we have some other parameters that we need to fill out. Primarily, we need to put a Postgres password, make this secure. Do not do as I do. I'm putting testing 1, 2, 3, 4. And then for the Postgres data path, it's where we had it. So in this case, it is Mergin tutorials / PostGIS data. And for you, you need to make sure you put in your time zone. It's already good for me. Nginx email, put in your email. And then the Nginx app domain that we have is openenterprise.net. We're going to save that. So we can now configure the Mergin Maps configuration file. Same thing, they have fix me here wherever we need to actually put something in. So for the base URL, HTTPS for us because we're doing HTTPS, and then we're going to put in openenterprise.net for us, put in yours, and just going down the list here. So DB host is PostGIS, that's good. It's all taken care of in the other environment file, our secret key. So this stuff, again, same as the Postgres password, actually make it something that is somewhat secure here. This is not stuff that you need to recollect time and time again, so I would make it as secure as you possibly can. The mail default sender is the email that we've been using here. So mergintutorials@gmail.com for me. It's whatever your Gmail account is that you want to send. So this mail server, that's smtp.gmail.com if you're using a Gmail account. And then our mail port is accurate at 587, so we can remove the fix me. Keep going here. So the mail username, we're just gonna sound like a broken record here and put Mergin tutorials at, oops, I don't know what I just did there, at gmail.com. The mail password, however, is not as intuitive. We actually need to generate one for our Gmail account at this URL that we have in the tutorial. So we're going to go there, and note that you need two-factor authentication in order to implement this. So if you end up getting an error message, I would start with that. So you see that we have an empty app passwords. We're going to add in Mergin server. And then see we're getting a one-time passcode. We don't want to put in the spaces here, so we'll go ahead and omit those in a second. All right, so for mail password, okay. TLS true is good. BCC, so this is who you want to also get email correspondence. So if somebody changes their password and you want to know about it, then put in whatever email you're going to check. For the use of this tutorial, I'll just put in mergintutorials@gmail.com. So for the Mergin logo URL, this is, I would recommend putting your logo. That way, if you're sending something out to your users, then it kind of gives a visual cue to them that, hey, this is legitimate. I mean, a picture shouldn't be enough to make it legitimate, but it gives a little bit of more of a homey feel if you get what I'm saying here. So everything else doesn't really matter that much. Note that you can set your logging level here. We don't need to change that for this tutorial. A number of other things here. And I think that is it. All right, now with our configuration complete, we're gonna move on. We're almost to the finish line here. Paste the code to create a projects directory, and note that this is where all of your Mergin Maps data, project data lives. This is where the version control is, and so on and so forth. So it's a pretty important directory. And then the last thing that we have to do before we run the stack is we have to remove the dry run from our certbot, which is exactly what we did last tutorial. This is going to get our certificates. And we want to see the log, so we're going to run it without running it in the background. We're going to see everything. All right, looks like we're about as far as we can be, so we're going to go ahead and stop, and then we're going to remove everything. Let's Control C to stop deployment. Now we're going to remove the containers. Lastly, we're going to run the deployment for the long term. We've officially made it. All right, we're good to go there. Now we're going to initialize the database, which should be a one-time thing. And then the last thing that there's left to do is we need to modify this command to put in the username that you want and the password for the initial administrator. I'm just putting in Aaron because it's easy. Our email will be whatever email you want to use to log in and administer your server. In this case, I'm just sticking with mergintutorials@gmail.com, and we're pasting that in. And now if we go to openenterprise.net, you'll see that we should be good to go here, but we have to test the login. Aaron. Yep, we're good to go. And now just to test to make sure our database is working with regard to projects, we're going to go to create new project just to see. Testing, create project. And you'd see that we are here. All right. And we have officially done it. We've come to the end. We've set up the server. Largely, you're ready to go. So thanks for hanging with me here, and we'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.